Shalom Aleichem and welcome back. This week, the name of the Parsha is Vayeishev. Vayeishev means, and he dwelled. It's also connected to the word of Shalva, sitting and dwelling in a peaceful manner. Rashi tells us that Yaakov Avinu wanted to dwell, to live in tranquility. And Hashem said that, is it not enough for the tzaddikim to have what's awaiting for them in the world to come, and they're still asking for tranquility in this world? As a result, he had to endure the sorrow of Yosef. We know the story how Yosef was kidnapped by his brothers and sold, and Yaakov was made to believe that his favorite son Yosef, was devoured by a wild beast, and this caused Yaakov Avinu tremendous anguish. As a result of that anguish, the Shekhinah departed from him, and it was a terrible challenge for him. What can we learn from this story of Hashem's statement regarding the tzaddikim, that they should be sufficient with the peacefulness that they'll have in the future world, and instead they're asking for peace in this world? What does that all mean? So when we say that tzaddikim ask for peacefulness, they're not just asking for material calmness. Rather, they are asking for spiritual tranquility, to be able to attain the highest level of spiritual achievement possible, similar to a time of the future, when Bnei Yisrael will have all the peace and tranquility, and they'll be able to serve Hashem at the highest levels. At that time, Yaakov Avinu wasn't ready to attain such a high level of tranquility, which will give him next world in this world. And therefore, Hashem had to prepare Yaakov, so to speak, by elevating him and making him fit to reach such a high level. One way of achieving the highest possible levels, in a spiritual sense, is by serving Hashem in a state of tsar, of anguish. And that is why Yaakov had to endure the suffering he did. Yaakov had previously faced challenges. He lived with Lavan, who was always tricking him. And he also had to have the challenge of confronting Esav, who was after his life. But those challenges seemed to have reason. Namely, to be mevatel, to nullify the not good elements in the world, and prepare the world to be ready for the kingdom of Hashem. However, the sadness and anguish of Chas v'Shalom losing a child, never mind that was his favorite child and the child that he had in an old age, is something that seemed to be pointless. And the fact is that Dafka, that sorrow, helped him achieve the highest levels and made him fit to reach the highest level of tranquility possible in this world. Yaakov only received his request after he asked for it. He davened to get this level of shalva. Similarly, there's a lesson for us. We, Am Yisrael, have to ask Hashem for the great tranquility which will be with the coming of Mashiach. We already endured all the sufferings of the previous generations. We don't need to endure more. We are ready to just ask Hashem, and Hashem, who has a desire for the tefillah of tzaddikim, and we are all tzaddikim, will surely grant us our request. May it be b'mheira v'yameinu, amen, and of course without any sorrow. Kol tov, and have a good Shabbos.